This video is explaining the truth tables for R and not S. If R is true and S is true, then we can find not S by negating S. So if S is true, not S is false. So this student did this first part correct. But look at the next part. If S is false, what should the negate of false be? Because this says not S. So if S is false, not S should be true. So I'll put the correct table down here. So not S for the first part is false. So if S is true, the negate of that is false. And if S is false, the negate of that is true. So again, looking at this example up here, this student had this incorrect. This should actually be a false, because to negate a true, we get the opposite, and that's what this symbol means, not. And sometimes the not symbol is this squiggle, S, to negate. The second part of this problem asks you to find R and not S. The word and means that both R and S need to be true in order for the final statement to be true, but it's not really S, it's really not S. So I'm going to highlight down here. Here's the R column. So I'm looking at this column down here. And instead of looking at the S column, it says find not S. So the not S column was what we just found. So I'm going to look at these two blue columns and create an answer column over here, knowing that I need to find all of the true statements. So let's look at the first one. If R is true and not S is false, the word and means they both need to be true in order for them to be true. Since one is false, this answer is false. Remember, and means they both need to be true in order for it to be true. And then look at the next scenario here. I think both of them look to be true. R is true, not S is true, therefore the final answer is true. The next scenario says R is false. Well, I can quit right there. I don't even need to look at not S, because if one of them is false, the whole thing is false. The word and means that they both need to be true in order for me to choose true. And the same thing for the last scenario. That's also a false. So if I'm in MyMathLab and I'm checking my final answer, I'll check and it says excellent, well done, and I'm going to go on to the next problem.